All right, Carlos, you had talked about before the window when we last met that once the signings are finalized and announced, that the plan would come into focus. So, can you share a little bit about how these signings help the plan come into focus?
Yeah, so I think we met a month ago or a little bit early in the window, and we had made some moves, and we're talking about, hey, at the end, let's hopefully it shapes up how we want for our plan to build for the back half of the season and beyond. And fortunately, we were able to execute on our plan and get the pieces in. And so I think you see with the two wingers, another striker up top, a midfielder in with Tristan. We're able to now have a group that we feel we have good balance, we have good competition at the positions around the field, and really help stabilize for the back half of the year and beyond. And what I mean by that is you saw a few games Caleb was having to play as a winger. Brooks had to play as a winger as well. Obviously with Luis and Andrew Gutman going, these were some of the things, and it's difficult for the coach. He had to deal with for about a month when we didn't have our full complement of players. And we had to make some adjustments there. And now we should be able to have, Caleb at that left back position, which he was fantastic against Antuna, their best attacking player the other night, and that 1v1 defending over the top. I mean, he ran with them the whole game. He was fantastic there. So getting him really stabilizing that left back position and the 1v1 defending was really important for us. That'll allow Brooks to play it right back. And now, we have Miles back, who was with the national team and pretty much gone all summer. I think we missed him for 6 games. He hadn't trained with the team for 5 weeks. You see Abram coming into the team now, Tristan coming into that midfield and helping solidify that, which helps give that balance for attack defense. So we feel pretty good about now how the roster is constructed with the balance and to be able to go forward. So that's what I was talking about when the whole plan kind of coming together.
Tristan has already made one start. The two wingers that are coming in, are you expecting them to step in as starters or to create competition, or what is your goal for those guys?
Yeah, I think so. They should come in, and we hope they're impact players. That's for sure. And we've got you've got Derek, you've got Edwin, you've got Tyler, who's a bit younger, and Chop, who's coming back off of an injury as well, that can play kind of as multiple positions as you guys have seen, and the same with Tyler. So again, we feel pretty good about that, but we're expecting these guys to come in, and hopefully they'll be here. We feel confident they'll be here before Seattle and be able to be impact players for us.
The team hasn't had too much trouble scoring goals. I know it's had a little bit of a rut the past few games, but the defense has given up a lot. Were there efforts to sign anyone to add depth to the defense, or are we all satisfied with that and wanted more in the attack?
Yeah, no, so it was more giving the team the balance and allowing, by signing the attackers we were able to, and Tristan, obviously, because, although he did quite well getting in the opposition's box last game, that's not necessarily his number one strength. To help solidify the middle, ball winning, I think you saw a few of his plays that he was breaking up, on tackles and stuff. So but it allows Brooks and Caleb, and then we get, with having Miles back, Abram in the mix, Purata. So that it was more signing the wingers to be able to give us balance.
Was scouting and signing from League Two a focus or just a coincidence?
No, it ended up being a coincidence. Sometimes this is how it works, and we looked at a lot of different leagues. We looked at a lot of players this window. You try to be opportunistic with your signings. You try to get value. We feel that league is pretty darn athletic and translates well here also. And I think one of the things that I'll speak on Tristan. He started at Monaco and had kind of his youth football upbringing at Monaco, a great development system there. And if you notice in the game, like just his intelligence to find spaces where players are not, and so with the ball I'm talking about. And sometimes Thiago has that freedom to go where he wants, and you see, he goes and finds other spaces that he can occupy those to help balance the team, and just the intelligence that he has from that great upbringing at Monaco. It was interesting. We're kind of listing all these guys out, and it's like, we have quite a few guys from this league at this moment, but it wasn't a targeted effort. We looked Spain, Belgium, England, Germany, everywhere over there, as well as South America.
Was there a different skill set from these wingers that you were scouting and trying to sign that maybe isn't on the team right now, or could be better on the team right now?
No, I think losing a guy like Luis, in the middle of the season is difficult. I know sometimes he wasn't always as consistent as maybe we had hoped, but he was very dynamic and very impactful. And even if he wasn't scoring or producing assists, when the ball comes over to him, he attracted a lot of attention, and that pulls guys off of other players. So we wanted to make sure that we were able to add and strengthen to our group, that we do have some dynamic players, that 1v1 isolation is important. And so, losing a match winner in Luis, we wanted to replace guys that also had some similar abilities. So.
How different was the scouting process for this window as opposed to maybe years prior, would you say?
Not too different. It's been nice. We've got a pretty good setup now with a data scientist. We've got a data engineer. We've got our scouting department, and we've had our process now for a few windows that we feel very good about. So I can't really pinpoint something that was massively different than another window. You go through your list of players. Saba we had really early, went away, came back, went away, and so you're looking at other players in between, and then he comes back around later in the window. So they're all a little bit different, but the process to get to where we want to be was the same.
Did the two new partners that y'all added this year help in the scouting process?
Source Football.
Yeah, Source Football
Skill
and
Corner. Skill Corner.
Oh, yes, yeah. So we implemented them, and they were part of our process. So it's great. It's just getting more information and more data points was great.
And either you or Gonzo have talked about trying to find some players that combine well with Thiago and with Yorgos up top. How did you scout that with these players? How did that work?
Well, I think so. I'll start with just. We can go Tristan. You guys have seen him play. He's got that technical ability. You saw him. He's got that ability to combine, also play defense, and again, he's kind of an all-action guy. But really, just helping solidify that middle. Zonde he comes inside a lot. If normally he's going to play off the left, he comes inside, can combine off his right-footed.
Okay.
So we have that ability, also stretching the team vertically and giving us depth. Thiago's fantastic at finding those passes. Gigi comes back, does a good job holding up the ball. Saba and Zonde both like to run. Edwin and Derek both like to run. So, it's giving guys like that. Saba will come inside, combine. He likes to run behind. He's very much like he's energetic. We compared him kind of like the Paul Arriola, Tito Villalba type profile. Okay. Again, not player to player, but just more that profile that they're constantly running, constantly on the move. We think they should complement. Jamal's a great forward up there. He's happy to bang and get dirty and run the channels and chase lost causes. He presses defenders. He's similar profile to Gigi, where they're hustle and they're not afraid to mix it up. And so we feel like again we're adding some pieces that can really energize the team and give us some more for this stretch run.
And the team, it doesn't look like y'all had to spend a lot to get some of these players in. Saba could be bought down in the offseason. How important was it to have some more flexibility going into this winter window? Because you're potentially going to be losing several starters who are out of contract or don't have options or
No, not too many. Not too many. Obviously, Miles would be one that's a potential.
Mateus, I think, also is out of
Rossetto is out of contract, yes. But other than that, not too many. So no, it was. The approach was trying to get quality players in to improve the team now and really make a run. We've got a fantastic player in Thiago that who knows how long he stays in this league, right? Which is a really cool thing. But so no, how we approach this window was to be competitive now for this season. Every time you don't want to handcuff yourself if possible for the future, but no, we feel good about that.
Did this team receive any offers for Thiago?
Yeah, we're. I know you have to ask. I know you have to ask. He gets a lot of interest, as you can imagine.
I think I've heard that before.
But for him and all the guys, we're not going to get into that the details every time and the rumors. I know we had the Rossi rumor a long time, and even the league linked him to us. I'm not sure how that stuff happens, to be honest. But anyways, so
this is your second window with you and Garth, in the same office. What have y'all learned about each other in the process of scouting and signing that you didn't know before?
Like, yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean or how to answer that exactly, but I will say, like, just look, he's got loads of experience, right? Coming in, they did a great job in Seattle. He's got a good track record, so we'll bounce things off of him. I think just him giving support to the group. He's obviously knowledgeable about the league and the rules and how trades operate and things like that. So, I think it's good to have another soccer brain in the front office, which is great. And so, we can utilize him as a resource. And
I didn't ask the question very well. So
that's all right. It's all right. I was trying to give you the.
Yeah.
Jason,
Could you talk a little about Silva and kind of where he is in his career, making the move to England? Didn't really work out there, didn't get much of an opportunity, but has bounced back. What do you expect out of him here?
I think the one thing we liked about him is the resilience, and he has had a few moves. He had a little bit of a tough stint, personal life a few years back, and then he had a stomach ailment. I don't want to go too much into his personal medical history, but where it kept him out for a long time, and so he's had to battle back, move clubs, move teams, play in different leagues, different countries. Speaks perfect English, which is great. So for the integration process, and so that was something that we liked. That he'd played in multiple leagues. He's been resilient. And he's got a little chip on his shoulder that I think he wants to prove something. So that was good.
What was the main factors that you guys were looking for in these signings that y'all made in this window? Was it just financial flexibility? Was it certain skill sets? What were you guys looking for?
We were looking for impact. We'd like to make a deep run in the playoffs and challenge for a title. And so given that balance that I spoke about earlier, that the ability to have Caleb, Brooks, these guys stay in the back, Tristan, help us solidify defensively in that midfield, and then have more attacking weapons up top. As you've seen, Gigi plays his butt off every game, and it's hard for him to go back-to-back 90 minutes, so we wanted to have another player of quality to come in as well and challenge him in that aspect. Miguel's done a great job for us as well, working hard. So now we feel really good about that position. And then obviously on the wings we have guys that can be game changers as well to supplement what we already have.
And is that contract offer for Miles still on the table, unsigned?
Yeah, and we're having great conversation. He's a great kid. Like there's no pressure. We hope he stays and we can help build around him for the future, but we'll see. That's something we can't control, and so we're focusing on the now.
When are the other two players expected to arrive?
Hopefully within the next few weeks. 10 days to 2 weeks is kind of the timetable.
On them arrive? I mean, like in country, or are they? Okay, I don't. Okay, and then you got to get the visas.
No, that would be with their visa.
Oh, with their visa. Okay. Thank you.
Over the years, you've been through quite a few windows now. How has the conversation changed when you go to approach a player about coming to Atlanta? Do they know more about the club? Do they know more about the league? Is there more interest in coming here?
Yes, so I think early on we were selling a dream. I remember meeting with Miguel, I think it was a Hilton in Puerto Madero in Argentina, and talking with him, and we were actually one of the twin brothers that were down there, the Romero brothers.
Yeah.
We spoke with them as well, but we were selling a dream that, hey, this is what the stadium's going to look like, and this is what our training ground will be like. So it was just kind of selling a dream. Now it's more people see us on TV, they see the stadium, they see the facilities, and their friends talk, and people within the soccer community talk. And I think this organization's done a fantastic job of giving the resources not only on the field but off the field. And you see how the players are taken care of, the chefs we have here, how they're treated every day, the player liaisons, helping them a little thing, get their bank account, get their social security, a phone set up when you come to a new country. Just little details like that Arthur from the top is really, people put people first, so to speak, and that really shows through. And I think you hear it from the employees, and you've been around the club long enough that you see that. So I think that gets around and people want to be here. So it's very helpful. We also, our digital and creative departments, as well as our marketing department, helped us put together a really cool recruitment packet. So we've got a packet of about 20 pages that we'll send digitally out to players to show not only our facilities and how cool the club is, but the city and schools and daycare and nails and hair salons and all the stuff that you can do, the concerts that come through here, and really showing like what Atlanta's about. So you hear about LA, Miami, New York, right? Everybody kind of knows those cities, but Atlanta's a pretty darn cool city as well. And so showing and highlighting that, and that's been really useful. And that was cool that the creative department, they made it, our little packet was kind of, not that spicy, and then when the creative team came in and marketing, then it looks really nice. So it's a good sales pitch for us.
Just a few more, Doug. Go ahead.
Can I get some hair salon tips first? Second, a lot of teams are adopting some of the things that y'all have done. You read about it, Major League Soccer. What's next in that evolution for y'all and recruitment to kind of try to stay ahead of the pack?
It's challenging. Doug, to be quite honest, it's really challenging. I was thinking about this morning before I was coming to talk to you guys, and I think when we initially came in the league, it was like, Atlanta's, can outspend people, and but that's to a certain extent because you only have kind of 3 positions you can do that, right? And now you see the Columbuses, the Torontos, everybody is spending, and so it's so challenging to almost get that leg up in a salary cap league, even if the ownership is giving you the resources, which they've been fantastic about. So it's about who the people are here. Again, the little things like the recruitment packet, but how we treat people. If we do well on the field, our fan base is fantastic, and that atmosphere in the stadium, people talk about that all the time. So that's something that other teams can't show that, right? And so we're very fortunate with that. But one thing I do hope that we have a lot of rules and regulations in the league, but the internal transfer market, I really hope the league takes a hard look at that and we can implement that into our league. Let's take a guy like Diego Rossi when he was getting ready to leave LAFC because it was difficult for them. Maybe that's someone we would have bought from LAFC back then, and maybe they get $1 million more than they get from the Turkish club. Who knows? The prices, that's nuanced, but at least you set a floor for all the players. If you have an internal transfer market, which is good for the ownership, which is good for the fan base because they get more involved, they're excited. It drives a lot more news, right? But then also you see players that have been in this league, and there's great scouting departments across the league now. They're really sophisticated. People build teams differently, but someone comes in that, all right, we looked at him, but maybe, he wasn't for us right now, or we couldn't get him, whatever. He does really well in this league. That would be really cool if another club can buy him and they stay in the league. Tito Villalba is a great example for us when, we were coming, I think it was 2019, we had kind of pushed the limits on the cap, and we had to move a few of the guys. Multiple clubs in the league offered good money for him, but you can't dish out $1.5 million GAM for every player, right? So if they could spend $1.5 million, $2 million, he would have stayed in the league and been a great kind of, I hate the tags, but a lower level DP, and that's not a slight to Tito or anyone. It's just, again, I don't like the tags that we put on people, but that is something I really hope that the league in general can push forward, because that is a fantastic opportunity that I think we're missing right now, is an internal transfer market that doesn't have to do with the GAM and TAM, that you can actually buy a player from another club and good players stay within this league. The Pachuca, what's the kid from LAFC that went to Pachuca? Yes. He went there to then come to Salt Lake, and I think they paid a little bit more than LA got for him. So it's just strange situations like that, and the league's done a fantastic job of evolving. I just think that, in the global game, Messi's here, the league's more visible. That would be really important next step for the league in general, to be able to have that internal transfer market.
Was that discussed at the Board of Governors meeting, do you know?
I don't know if they discussed that there specifically. We've been discussing it since last December with the CSO group, and they've been socializing the idea of that. So I would just, hope we can continue to push that direction, but I think it's important for everybody in this league.
Anything else for Carlos? Perfect. Thanks, Los.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Carlos.
Thanks, Carlos.